That kind of segues nicely into Homer.
Oh my God.
And the hero's journey,
oh my God,
right?
Oh my God. Okay, so the hero's journey is so spectacular. And Homer in the Iliad and the Odyssey, those are just unbelievable stories. So I don't know if you ever read the Odyssey. So Odysseus is the king, and the Greeks are having a war with Troy, and he doesn't want to go, and all the Greeks are getting together and going, and so his mentor was Athena, the goddess. So he's talking to Athena, and Athena goes, you're going to go, and your buddy Achilles isn't going to go. Achilles isn't going to make it. He's not going to make it back. You're going to make it back. But because you kill Poseidon's son, the Cyclops, Poseidon's going to be pissed off at you, and you're going to have one hell of a journey back. I'm just telling you. And so there's always this invitation, and the hero's journey in each person's life is repeated over and over and over again. So there's an invitation, and you go, I don't want any part of that. It's like the fetus. The fetus in the woman's womb is an aquatic animal, right?
Yeah.
It's in fluid. Yeah. Everything's cool. I got everything I need. I don't want to. This is perfect.
I don't want to leave this place.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
But you're going to have an invitation to transform from an aquatic animal to an air-breathing animal. And by the way, it's not going to be pleasant. Okay. Just like the acorn. I use the acorn. The acorn just, this is cool, man. I got nothing to worry about. I'm an acorn. Everything's fine. Do.
Yeah.
But, you get planted in some dirt, you get some water, and you get some sunlight, and you go, guess what's going to happen? You are going to die as an acorn. No, I don't want to die. No. So there's the invitation and the rejection. Well, guess what? You're gonna die as an acorn, and you're gonna grow into an oak tree, and it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be challenging, but you're gonna provide shade and housing for animals. And then when you die, you'll be used as wood and fire burning and all these other magnificent things, even though you don't like it. So the Odysseus goes, I don't want to do this, but he got squeezed into it. He goes on the journey. It's about 20 years. He left his son. And he goes through, and he thought up the
Trojan horse.
The Trojan horse.
Yeah, the Trojan horse.
They wiped out Troy, and they come back, and on their way, and he had quite a journey, but he gets back.
Yeah.
And so there's all these evolutions. So he gets back to his kingdom, and it's been 20 years, and all the suitors are trying to pick up on his wife and take his kingdom. So he meets his son, and they have a plan, and he talks again to Athena, and Athena says, I'm going to make you a beggar. So he's transformed to this beggar, and he's hanging around the castle, and everybody's making fun of him and rejecting him, and there's nothing. And so his wife, I'm going to have a challenge. All the suitors, and she lines up the 12 axes, and the axe handles have a hole in it, and they're all lined up. Yeah. He says, anybody that can string Odysseus' bow and shoot an arrow through all the axes, I'll marry him. You can have the kingdom. Okay? So they have the challenge. They lock all the doors. And the old man, the old beggar, is the last guy. Everybody misses. They can't even string Odysseus' bow.
Let alone shoot it through.
So this old man takes the bow, takes it, pulls it down, strings it, gets the arrow right through every one of them.
Wow.
Transforms back into the king Odysseus. And then, of course, they kill all the other suitors in there. Well, that's part of the program. But so then he becomes the mentor, you see. So there's this evolution of the traumas and the challenges, and it's not pleasant and it's painful, and you grow through it. Then you become the mentor. That's kind of what I feel right now, sort of like all the way.
And I know you are a very humble guy, and so but you truly are, and that's why I asked 20 years ago, what was this journey like, and how did it start? And now you went outside of that scope. And you already do. You're an advocate for as a trial attorney. I mean, you help a lot of people, and those are those Jesuit principles, that Bellarmine and what are these Jesuit principles? And I'm reading through them, and it's just all of these same things. You're advocate for society. It's all community first, spirituality. And it's all of these things, and so those things are like in there, from an early age, and they're just waiting, I think,
maturing,
for the right combination, right? And then they just kind of come out.
Yeah.
Having a mentor, having people in your life that are able to teach you things, give you new perspectives, or just learn, whether it's books or whatever. Now it's podcasts, and those are very popular, and I think they're great too. And I think you can pick up a lot. But anything for inspiration, to understand that the guy that you see on that cereal box, you might look at him and go, gosh, and from a marketing perspective, it's like they got 30 seconds to get you to buy that box. And so we all look at that and we're like, wow, like that guy's never had a tough day in his life. What a lucky guy.
What a fallacy.
Right?
What a
how lucky.
Thought. We talked about earlier how awful it would be if you just won everything you did. You didn't develop a backbone. You didn't develop calluses.
Wow.
You didn't develop strength, and then you lost
Wow.
a particular thing. How crushed you'd be. You're not a champion.
Wow.
In my foxhole, I want champions. So I use two questions to judge people. One, would I leave my 2-year-old daughter with this person? If the answer is no, that tells me a lot. Two, would I want this person in my foxhole? Is this person going to be a mealy-mouthed, scared person that I'm going to have to kill to save my life? Or is this person going to be somebody who's going to stand up to me? I want a champion in my foxhole. What's a champion? A champion is someone who's learned from their mistakes, from their failures, and become a winner. That's what I want. That's who I want.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When you're rejected.
Yeah.
When you say you're not good enough. You're not smart enough.
Yeah.
You go ahead and you thank them for caring enough about you to share, but you proceed down your pathway.
Wow.
That's so powerful.
So powerful.
Because you will succeed.
Yeah.
You will win.
Yeah.
The 3 Ds that I try to live by is desire. You got to want something. You have to want something in the material world and the spiritual world and happiness and all that stuff. So you have a desire. Then you have to have a discipline. You got to train every day. And I'm in the gym 4 days a week. I run. I work out. I eat well. I try to be as healthy as possible. And I study. And so I have a discipline. Discipline is important. And then there's determination, the most important one. Because when you're rejected and you're taught and you fail and you don't pass the exam, the jury doesn't agree with you, the judge doesn't agree with you, but you're determined to pursue it. You continue to pursue it until it's done.
It's the only way that the hero become the mentor.
Yes.
Yes.
And you will succeed. You will win.
Wow. Sean, my son, when I talk to him and let's say he did something, or there's a learning moment, I don't want to have to tell him what to do. So let me train you to be a leader. Let me train you to come up with your own regime. That's part of the journey. And just have that balance and come up with it yourself.
Your son's very fortunate to be in your family, and you as a mentor. We've talked about this before, but what about the communities that don't have the male mentor? What about the communities that are subject to corrupted heroes? So that's the gangs. So what happens is the family is absent. There's no uncle or there's no father who has the strength of the hero's journey, who's been through it, who can demonstrate by example, not the pie hole, but by who he is, what the truth is.
Yeah.
When that's absent, those communities are subject to corrupted heroes, and those would be gangs. And young men and young women, this is true for both, are subject to being attracted to that false flame, and that they get the excitement. They can do crimes. It's, oh my God, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
But once you get into it, It's so hard to get out.
Yeah.
It's really a corrupted system. So how do you fix that?
Realize the things that you don't want to do are the things that you've got to do.
Yeah.
You're going to work hard in life, one way or another, at one time or another. You're going to be put through the gauntlet. Take it on the chin and proactively go after it. In other words, early in life, do your schooling, get your stuff in line, get good habits, develop those skills and those trades.
Who's in charge?
Yeah. So that was my litmus test. Yeah. I don't want to do that. I'm like, you get your butt. And that's, you now know what you got to do. That's the fleeting, that's it. Now you know what you got, that's your calling.
So who do you choose to be your teacher is an important question for everyone all the time. You choose to have your teacher be a corrupted hero? Do you choose to have your teacher be a healthy mentor? Do you choose to have your teacher be a Toto-esque figure that helps you pull back the curtain? Who's your teacher?
Yeah.
We don't examine that enough. We are complacent with trust. We say, oh, well, it's on the news, it must be true.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. What we're seeing, that's not very...
It's not very good.
Yeah.
The manipulation of the populace based on emotion is a very powerful tool by the puppeteers. It's very powerful. But when you pull back the curtain and say, I will not participate in being emotionally manipulated, they have no power over you.